Well, strategically wise for Trump is what's good for Trump, and I think he knows from experiences during his first term that events like this summit will get enormous news coverage. He'll be at the center of it. He'll be having a meeting with Vladimir Putin, which hasn't happened for any Western leader in quite a long time. And he thinks, as he said on Monday, that he believes he'll know within 2 minutes whether there's a prospect for a deal, which says he doesn't need to know anything. It's just his deal sense that will tell him. And that whatever way he comes out, yes, there's a reasonable proposal to pass on to Ukraine, or no, there's not, will be enormous news. So I think that's what's on his mind. Listening to Trump's public comments, I think Putin is beginning to work his magic, and that will change Trump's view again. Not because he suddenly looked at the line in Zaporizhia and decided it could be moved 3 miles one way or another. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's does he think his friend Vladimir is now cooperating to make a deal so that Trump can get the Nobel Peace Prize, which is what friends do for friends, right? Well, who's going to brief him? Steve Witkoff? I mean, this is we've already seen the effect of that coming out of his meeting with Putin last week. I've briefed Trump in preparation for a lot of meetings, and I'll give you one example of how this typically goes. Flying from Turnberry to Finland in 2018 for his last summit with Putin, I briefed him on strategic nuclear weapons negotiations while we were both watching a FIFA soccer championship match on his TV. But we've seen in the past that Putin does much of the talking, and I think he's got the burden in a way to try and move Trump in his direction. He's got to try and figure out what will persuade Trump, whether it's true or not is irrelevant, but will persuade Trump that that Putin seriously wants peace. And he'll try and explain the various elements of his proposal, which Trump will probably accept because nobody's ever told him anything about it that he would remember that might appear to make it controversial. And he may ask Putin to change certain things for whatever reason. My guess is Putin will be very amenable to making some changes. Maybe they're just cosmetic, but so that Trump can now claim ownership of the package. He can make it Trump's proposal, not the Putin proposal. Putin be just fine with that. The real metric here, the person being tested is Putin. Not will Trump show he's tough, but will Putin be able to get the KGB mojo going again to reestablish the close personal relationship to get what he wants? There's, I think, confusion. Maybe it's in Trump's mind, maybe it's in others as well. Are we talking here about the terms of a ceasefire, or are we talking about the terms of a final peace treaty? A ceasefire can occur in many different ways. And I have a minority view on this. I think a ceasefire is very dangerous for Ukraine at the moment. But you're not really talking about land swaps typically in a ceasefire context. You may be talking about minor adjustments of the front lines for security of the various forces, but the land swaps imply final treaty kind of commitment, which they're nowhere near prepared to discuss, unless you're Vladimir Putin, who knows exactly what he wants, and it goes well beyond just territory in Ukraine. And I think this whole issue is just another demonstration that these are mere details to Trump. What he wants is to be able to say, "I made a deal," and the Munchkins will worry about the details later. Trump wants this to be his deal that he makes with Putin that he then presents to Zelensky, which obviously is very dangerous for the Ukrainians. So and it certainly fits right into Putin's game plan. Keep the Ukrainians out, keep the pesky Europeans out, just one-on-one between him and Trump. So for different reasons, admittedly, but both Trump and Putin see the advantage to their objectives in just doing it between the two of them. You can't understand Trump's behavior in policy terms. He was not pursuing a pro-Russia policy originally, then shifting to a more pro-Ukrainian policy, now maybe shifting back to a more pro-Russian policy. It's all about his personal relationships with other heads of state. And Trump has said this himself publicly. He sees everything through that prism. So if he has a good personal relationship with Vladimir Putin, then U.S.-Russian state-to-state relations are good. And conversely, if he has a bad personal relationship, let's say with Volodymyr Zelensky, then U.S.-Ukraine state-to-state relations are not good. Now, personal relations obviously have a place in foreign affairs, just like they do in everything else. But when you're one of the world's hard men like Vladimir Putin, this is not a matter of emotion. This is a matter of cold calculation. And Trump doesn't get that point.